Matchup we're focused on today is going to be Cloud9 versus G2, and you see right there, game number one. It's going to be strongholds on recharge. I'm looking for G2 here. They look real strong on this game type, and once again, we talked about Barcode being that X factor on G2, right? He's definitely made an impact here, and when he plays well, when he has a good tournament, his teammates kind of come around him, and they rise as well. All ships rise with the tide, Tony.
I'm really excited for this matchup because you just have a tale of two takes. You have Cloud9, back-to-back champions. To start off, they were the most dominant team in the league. Now you got G2. Let's be honest with you, probably one of the more abysmal starts to the season,
Absolutely.
unlike Cloud9, but now they're the underdogs. Now they're coming, now they're actually contending to make it into the top four, one win, and they go into that top four, and maybe G2 can go on a run, but good luck. You gotta do it against Cloud9.
And then we gotta talk about this G2. I talked to Coach Kals, they haven't had a lot of practice. Barcode, obviously, I've talked about this before, he had a little bit of complications with that visa. But they're performing well. None of that matters at this point, right? They've gotten 14 games under their belt. That's the practice they needed. Can they capitalize on that practice here against Cloud9 is the question in this game number one.
Ladies and gentlemen, game number one, it's gonna be on recharge. Camouflage right in the middle of the map. Shock rifle sits up high. This is gonna be it.
Championship Sunday. What a beautiful day to be in this venue in Orlando. The energy is electrifying, and it's beautiful to see everyone so fierce. The competition fierce. On board with Penguin. That very first camo secured right there by Cloud9. Can they take some value out of it, though, is the question.
Penguin sneaks away with that camouflage. Now gonna try to do his best he can to stay alive, try to get value out of it. It's so important that he stays alive. He gets one kill immediately. Stellar now gonna try to push up onto the gold side. Cloud9 have a little bit of an advantage, having already the double cat that they're looking for. G2, they're the ones already starting a bit on their back foot.
They are. And this shock rifle's not gonna make things easier for them. Shock rifle staying on the platform for just a little while there, but as we say that, Cloud9, they go 3 down. This is the opportunity now to get those power weapons and also get control of the map.
Shock rifle now in the hands of Eco. Line to the first shot, ends up getting the body. Body's another one, but the body shots aren't gonna do it. You gotta find the head. Eco goes down. G2 have an opportunity with the long gun.
I've been watching G2 a little bit in these games on the side stations, and someone who I'm really liking is Sab. And I talk about him because he's starting this game off so well. Unfortunately, 3 go down for G2, but Sab having an incredible weekend thus far. And we got to see him continue on that momentum swing. If G2 want to, upset this Cloud9 roster, these guys are 2-time land champions.
So far, 10 kills between Sab and Barcode. Your entry frag players doing exactly what you need them to do. Sab gets himself a beautiful, perfect kill while stealing C. Got a strong side real quick before going down. He steals away to Charlie base. G2 now having the trip cap, and G2 have taken control.
And the crazy thing is that strong side gave him that trip cap for about a couple seconds, and the points are doubled. And look at this. This is incredible right now. G2 are holding this trip cap for a very long period of time against one of the best teams in the game.
Cloud9 normally the one starting off aggressive with that objective efficiency, but G2 are starting to match it, and I'm starting to get impressed. Penguin going all the way down to the bottom mid side, gonna try to get behind enemy line straight sick, gets into an individual gunfight, but Bound rips him apart, and it looks like G2 starting to fall apart here. Cloud9, they're gonna want to capitalize.
Penguin right here with the shock. Barcode was our X factor. He started off real strong, but can he continue? This is the question. 7-3 to start this game, and it's those 1v1s that are going to change the tide.
And Gilkey, the back player, putting down the damage. Penguin now forced to try to back down. Propulses that grenade a little bit forward to Cloud9, but Cloud9 remain unscathed, and Gilkey ends up going down himself. Now the double cap in favor of C9. Can they steal the lead with this?
Yeah, Cloud9 have answered, but it's been a little late, right? 94 seconds have been put on the board for G2, and that's a lot of time when you're talking about being against one of the best teams of the game. They're almost about to capitalize on B, but a great reset from Cloud9, and now pushing for that triple cap.
They may be late, but there's no time like the present, so Cloud9, no, it's up to you. The trip cap comes in quick. Eco, the IGL, and also one of the main slayers of this squad. He has to clear out this gold site, has a bit of help. This should be easy for C9, but the nades come in. Penguin down to one shot. Eco, he has to cover his back.
It's actually crazy. This teamwork we're seeing out of Cloud9, we didn't see this in the beginning of the weekend, but they're starting to come into their own. This is a team that was very different on Friday. Look at what they're looking like now on Championship Sunday, a championship team. It all ties together.
Eco, so far only one kill. I've been really complimenting him stepping up into a Slayer role. Want to see a little bit more from him as far as on the Slayer department. One person I'm looking at is Stellar, 12-7 right now, 1 assist to go along with it. Stellar having one heck of a game. Eco opens up with a double kill. Charlie, you were momentary in the hands of G2, not for long.
That was a huge double kill by Eco, right? It opens up C, gives them that double cap once again, and they're going to extend this lead. The answer back comes on to A, but Cloud9 are starting to out-rotate G2. G2 have got to be careful not to push into the Penguin.
Penguin! Man's icy, he moves slick. Stays alive with the grapple, keeping the shock rifle in hands once again. G2 gonna find himself 3 down. And something tells me Cloud9 isn't done yet. 4 members of G2 spawning on the A side. Can Cloud9 keep them back?
The pace of the game has changed. G2 are afraid to go into the pipe side because Penguin, his defensive wall is just so strong.
What happened to G2? They started off so well. They had 94 points about, what, 2 or 3 minutes ago, and they had the lead on Cloud9. Cloud9 has stolen all of that momentum. Tim, what happened?
It's all about the pushes, right? Cloud9 are on that cross shot. G2 are trying to make pushes through Turbine, but Cloud9 have got the defensive wall that I was talking about, and they're winning their individual pips. But 4 dead for Cloud9. G2 have a chance to answer back.
Straight Sick also struggling in the Slave department, 2-10 at the moment. If he starts to heat up, Cloud9 may be in trouble. They're able to put them 3 down even without the Slaves coming from Straight Sick, but Gilkey does have height onto the gold side of the map. We do see back-to-back kills go in favor of G2, so now Cloud9 are coming off the spawn. Cloud9 have to create the break, but that's what they do best.
Again, the break comes out. G2 are 3 dead. You gotta look at the performance of Straight Sick. They're 2-11. Straight Sick, one of those players, one of the best team players in the game. He's got to step up his Slay game if they want to come back here. A double cap for Cloud9, and that lead is getting a little bit scary.
We saw G2. They got the kills they were looking for. They were starting to claw back in, but of course, like you said, Cloud9, they put some distance in the scoreboard. They have a triple cap of their own. Active camouflage now in the hands of Eco. G2, where are you?
Cloud9 are just 1 step ahead right now, and what it comes down to is G2 have got to get a wipe on the squad, and it starts right here with the 3 dead. That's the wipe you needed. Now the momentum is swinging, but Gilkey needs to stay alive, and he does! 1 shot, he stays alive, and B, this is huge.
B and A going in favor of G2. Cloud9 have an individual battle, but Barco, he wins those. Welcome to NA, baby. Even going at one of the best in the business. Love that G2 able to create that opening. Cloud9 have to reset.
Barco's starting to heat up. 11-9 to start this game, but G2 trapped at A. Look at Eco on the prowl. If he can take out Gilkey here, this is the A cap that Cloud9 need, and they're going for B as well. This might be another triple cap, Tony.
You always talk about how important this top glass side is. Penguin, not only manning it by himself, but has a shock rifle, gets into a bit of a battle, a missed melee, a little bit of a whiff there. Penguin gonna go down, and G2 once again gain control, but the trip cap is here, and so is Cloud9.
The trip cap's in effect. They're gonna try and get B here, but look at that, 234 and counting. Cloud9 are looking to end this game. 3 down though for them, so it's up to Penguin to stay alive as long as possible here on B.
They dedicate all their resource to the trip cap, end up going 3 down, but it's enough points being accumulated here. G2, they need to get into a base.
They've gotta go.
Just 2 seconds. They can't stop the timer. Cloud9 take game number 1.
Cloud9 just 1 step ahead of G2 that entire game, and that's really what kind of set the pace here. G2 started so very strong, but it wasn't enough. They've got to close strong as well, and they weren't able to do so.
Let me tell you, man, I'm looking good. You're looking good.
Woo.
Cloud9, they're looking good too.
Yes, they are.
Cloud9 able to weather the storm that G2, they start off hot. That 94 to what, maybe 20-point lead in favor of G2. I started to become a believer.
Right.
Cloud9, they show you how dominant they are. They show you how they can change the pace of games with just 1 given play, 1, 2, or 3 down, and they punish you off of those spawns. Cloud9 take game number 1. I guess we really shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, we shouldn't be surprised, but it was a different Cloud9 that we saw on Friday, right? They've really stepped up their game. And, you know, what a time to do it. On Championship Sunday in a major tournament. Take a look at the stats here. Stellar, 17-11. An 8.3 KD for him, but Barcode, I talked about him being the X factor. 14-10, not having a bad start to the series. It's not impossible for G2 to answer back here, but Cloud9, they look strong. They are the two-time LAN champions. They're looking to take this LAN, and this is their stepping stone.
I don't want to put everything in the stats, but the same way that you highlight Stellar, I got to point out Straight Sick on the opposite end.
Right.
You know I love me some Straight Sick. I've been watching him since Halo 3, baby. I'm classic, if you will. 4 kills, 2,600 damage.
Yeah.
They need a little bit more out of Straight Sick. Going into this Game 2 Slayer, I'm looking at him to have a pop-off game.
And maybe it's the Game 1 jitters, right? Straight Sick has been in the industry for so very long, and, you know, he's obviously a veteran in Halo, but maybe that's just the Game 1 jitters. You know, you got to get him out. Maybe he just needs to warm up just a bit. I know Straight Sick is capable of slaying out. It just comes down to one player just really popping off on this G2 roster. Cloud9, they're going to have an overall solid performance between all of them. You saw it right there. It was a very even scoreboard in terms of kills and objective as well. So G2, they kind of need, they're the underdogs. They kind of need that X factor like I talked about to really come out, pop off, and have an incredible game. And then the rest of the team just jump on his back.
Bad news for G2. They're playing on Streets for Slayer. Cloud9, one of the best Streets maps as far as their, don't get me started on their slang. They can slay with the
Right.
best of them.
Right.
Cloud9 are so good at putting you 3 down and punishing you. You saw it on Recharge. When they do it on Streets, I'm telling you, watch out. It might be like a 15-14 game. Oof. And then you'll see Cloud9 just bust a hole in the defenses of G2, and then it'll quickly become that 31 to maybe 22 game. It'll really start to widen towards that 30 kill mark.
And that's why G2 cannot let Cloud9 get that initial advantage, right? If they get that initial advantage, it's going to come to a point where it's going to get out of control, and Cloud9 are going to be a step ahead. That's what can't happen here. G2 have to make sure to be strong early, right? They were strong early in game number 1, so that comes to my next point. They can be strong early, but they also have to finish strong as well.
You got to start good. You got to finish good.
Right.
And the middle has to be pretty good, too.
It's got to be pretty
G2,
good.
you got to play good.
Good.
That G2 stands for we're good, too, or good in game 2. I'm not sure. Cloud9 going into this matchup, and you know they must be feeling confident. They know how good they are in Slayer Streets, man. We already know just as much as they do that it's one of their best game types. There's a possibility we go to game 3 and we'll see a 2-0 lead in favor of Cloud9. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, we were talking about the question of Bound. You know, is he able to play, in his own and fill the shoes of Renegade? No longer are we talking about Renegade's shoes are thrown out. Bound is he's wearing his own shoes right now. He's really stepped it up. Saturday was the first day that he stepped it up. Now on Championship Sunday, we're going to see a little bit of that as well. Bound absolutely belongs on this squad in the same way that Cloud9 were able to play around Renegade and make him the star. They're doing that for Bound. They're starting to come into their own.
You know, it's funny because I believe at one point the narrative started to become Bound having to fill in Renegade shoes.
Right.
I think now we need to toss that out. Kind of like you alluded to.
Yeah.
Bound, just be the best version of you.
I love that.
Go out there and be the best Bound possible. Because when you're not trying to play like X, Y, and Z, when you're playing your game and you're doing what you need to do to be successful, Bound look good, Cloud9 look good, and Cloud9 tend to dominate.
I'm telling you right now, that man on your screen, he does not want to be compared to anyone else. He is his own man. He is his own player. And I'm telling you right now, he's going to set a precedent here in Orlando and then moving on to Worlds as well. Cloud9 looking so good in this game number 1 and looking so good when it matters the most on Championship Sunday.
I'm trying to do the Bound.
Are you okay?
I'm trying to do that. It don't look good on me.
No, it don't
look good on him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it does.
So does that Cloud9 jersey.
Yeah.
And, you know, they had hit me up. And they had said, you know, hey, Tony, you want to join Cloud9? I said, no problem. I need a $10 million a month contract.
That's a lot of money, Tony.
They only offered 9.
And you wouldn't take 9? You didn't want to know?
Don't disrespect me.
Oh, yeah, 9
don't
mils.
disrespect
You're right.
me.
9 million is not enough.
So if I was on the team Cloud9 3-0, we're Bound. Who knows? Maybe a 3-1. Maybe go to game 5. I don't know, man.
Hey, if you ever get on Cloud9, I'll be your coach. You want Hoaxer instead?
No,
okay.
I want anybody who's not on mouse and keyboard. Cloud9, ladies and gentlemen, trying to get back to championship form. I know you mentioned Bound as far as that movement. I love that. I want to know one more player, especially when it comes to the Slays department.
Yeah.
Where do you think this firepower is going to come from?
Eco. I mean, Eco's the player that's going to kind of take that Slayer role as well. And, of course, I think that Eco's that all-around player. And, you know, Frosty called him one of the smartest players in the game. You love to hear that from a man like Frosty, a man who's obviously been in the scene for a very long period of time. So Eco's my player to watch here. And, of course, we're comparing him against Gilkey. And this is the Slayer stats from the bracket. You know, Eco's got a 1.01 KD, so he's going positive. But his job is just to kind of put shots in, you know, make sure to stay alive, but also kind of be that opening player. And he's doing that just fine.
Well, the same way you're going to look at Eco to really be that back player and to clean up those kills from that entry, frag damage, that balance able to create, I'm looking at Gilkey. Same thing.
Right.
I know that Sab's going to get in there. I know that Sab and Barco's going to get in there and put 3 people one shot, 2 people one shot, but when they go down, who's there to pick up the pieces?
Right.
I'm looking at Gilkey. Come in, snipe, bang, bang, bang. That's how you get Rockets. That's how you get Bulldog. That's how you beat Cloud9.
Here we go. It's game number 2, Cloud9 versus G2. Can Cloud9 extend the series 2-0 is the question. It looked really strong in that game number 1. But it comes down to G2 trying to make the upset happen, tying this series. Slayer Street's a very fast-paced map. So many power weapons to control. And that Bulldog's going to be a point of contention for me.
Rockets, Bulldog, little bit of equipment to work with as well. That's what everybody's going to be fighting for here on the map. Cloud9, they're always known for getting aggressive. They're known for overwhelming some of these power positions and stealing away every bit of resource on the map. But luckily, G2 and Gilkey had a favorable spawn towards the Stalker right.
Now, unfortunately, though, Straight Sick is going to go down. So those Rockets are at the bottom of these stairs. What Cloud9 are trying to do now, get a couple more slays, control those Rockets, and they'll have an even better score line. It looks like it's tied up right now.
Penguin on screen. Normally the objective player, always question what he's going to do as far as Slayer. Sometimes he drops 20, sometimes he drops 2. I don't know. He's a little bit inconsistent sometimes in the Slayers department, but Penguin has been looking good. Rockets in hand. Makes his way over towards the strong side. Nobody in his sights just yet. Eco off the screen gets into a bit of individual battle. Gilkey going to go down because of it. Cloud9 now have the numbers. I want to see them push up and play with them.
Penguin is going to have those Rockets and some great awareness there to know that they're going to be on the bottom of that tire window side. And 4 down for Cloud9 though. G2 looking to answer back right here. And Sab's got the commando to use on these spawns. It looks like they're making a push through purple.
Sab, one of the better players with the commando, loves to put on that entry damage. Keep in mind, they're going to swap, not drop, so that BR comes out a little bit slower here. Barco, the first one to go down for G2. That's going to leave a man down, luckily answering right back, taking down Eco. Bit of A-side control being fought over, but Sab's one shot, not much he can do.
So Stellar does a good job right there, right? He tries to stay alive towards A. He knows he has help on the PD side, but a beautiful job by Sab to get that trade.
Pretty sick, putting his first kill on the board. Penguin now trying to man the purple streets here. Eco and Penguin, they're gonna work a little bit of a 1-2 combo, but Gilkey, it's up to him to block off that line of sight here. Both of these teams really respect each other, really slowing the game down until that initial kill comes in, until that damage in, and they capitalize on it. Rockets have now been stolen away from Sab. Gets himself 1-2 down, go Cloud9. G2 starting to get on a roll.
And this is where people pay attention to the stats too much, right? Barcode in that last play, he did go down, but he took the attention of 3 Cloud9 members, which basically allowed G2 to get control of those Rockets. That was a big play by Barcode.
Big plays be made across the board, including by Barcode. I want to see more by Sab. 11 kills between the 2 assists to go along with it. Sab starting to slow the game down, but you know, he wants to get value out of the Rockets. He wants to fly at them. Love that G2 are able to slow it down. Even the likes of Sab, who's naturally that aggressive player.
G2 definitely that setup team, and they set up a rocket right under Penguin. The push comes out, but this is great. Some great defense by G2. Cloud9 push in, and Eco's the last player alive. Once again, those Rockets play a pivotal factor in the game. The sandbox, the most important thing to control. It's talked about a lot, but you have to understand, in a game like Halo Infinite, the sandbox is everything.
Sab pushing up towards Purple Street. He wants to steal those resources as well. With the Bulldog coming up, I love that G2 have advantages over towards that street side. That Bulldog perfectly up. Sab, you got to get a hold of it. You have the thrust. I think get maximum value. I'm not sure if he saw the Bulldog.
He might not have, but Barcode was there to potentially grab it for himself, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's going to be Barcode who goes down initially. Some trades come out, but the Bulldog in the hands of Sab. This is such an interesting spot right here. We don't talk about that enough. That bench, you can stay alive so very long and really delay for your team, which is a big, big play.
Rockets coming up. G2, they want to stay alive. They want to keep this anchor position from Barcode. Lines of sights on everyone from Cloud9, trying to make those sneaky angles towards there. You already see one. Forced to back down over toward the B Street. Off the screen, Penguin does find a kill with that Bulldog. Bound is going to follow it up. Barcode comes right in, but ends up going down. Cloud9 should have been able to grab a hold of the Rockets.
Halfway to victory.
They've traded power weapons thus far, the Rockets. I believe in the hands of Cloud9, and they're going to utilize those, but G2 really keeping this close right here. You see right there, a member of G2 is going to pick up the Rockets, so once again, G2 have control of the power weapons, and they've also got control of this lead.
Joker taking a bit more damage, though. You have the Rockets, but now it's about what do you do with them, Tim? Joker wants to get aggressive, fires off the first one. Penguin ends up going down. There's one more player to deal with towards the mid. He's going to take him down as well. That's a double kill. Cloud9, 3 down. G2 take control.
I really want to pay attention to Straight Sick, right? He had a hard game number 1, I would say, but he's starting to heat up here. And look, the team is rallying behind him. 7-4 already. Let's see what Straight Sick's able to do.
He started off 0-3.
That's
to
crazy.
be able to bring it right back, 7-4, 4 assists to go along
Strong
with it.
mental.
That's respectable right there. Cloud9, they better be careful. G2 are looking to tie up the series, and wouldn't that be incredible?
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be an upset if somehow G2 were able to take down the back-to-back champion, Cloud9?
It would be an incredible upset, Tony. Obviously, G2, they've gotten so good throughout this tournament. They started off, really weak, but they've started to hit their stride just a little bit.
G2 trying to ride the momentum, but it's not done yet. Cloud9, you know they are never completely out of it. It's a 33-31 lead, still moments to go for Cloud9 to try to push up. Stellar now wants to get a hold of the B side. Shotgun in hands, but Sabin Straight Sick getting back-to-back kills. That'll slow down Cloud9 just a bit. In 7 more seconds, Rockets are up, and Cloud9, they aren't in position just yet.
And you talk about Sab, he's having an incredible championship Sunday, and of course Saturday playing well as well. But again, look at this. G2, once again with the power weapons, and Barcode is going to pick up that drop wall as well. Watch how he's able to use this effectively to get that very first pick.
You often talk about timing, and Cloud9 going down at the worst time. Barcode steals away a free rocket. Use it right on the head of Cloud9, using them as target practice. This point is once again G2. They speed up to get the power weapons. They slow it down. They are daring Cloud9 to try to take real estate on the map.
I really love that. It's a great way to describe it, Tony, the real estate. Every step that you take, if you take one misstep, Cloud9 will punish you. But G2 just kind of playing on this side. They know they have the strength. They know that Cloud9 needs to come to them. With them being up 4 kills, they're going to try and bait a kill with these Rockets.
And that's exactly what Barcode is doing. He's playing patient right now. 10-9 so far, 3 assists to go along with it. A lot of players want to get overly aggressive with the Rockets. He's saying, no problem. We know that Cloud9 have to force the action. We're the ones who have the lead. They're the ones who have to make something happen. Barcode is just waiting, making sure he gets value out of the Rockets. It's about to come right now. Penguin down to 1 shot, but can't quite find the kill, and eventually Barcode ends up going down. That's the kill that Cloud9 are looking for. Cloud9 are going to start to get aggressive.
I want to go into a listening with G2 real quick as the push is happening from Cloud9.
We're dying. Nearing victory.
Bottom me, chasing you, weak corner.
Trying to live, I died. 2.
Watch out top A. He's going back in now, we're good.
Alright, play tight, we're good.
Live guys, live.
Rockets in 20, if we can hold C here.
They're gonna be B.
Right, good, might be back also. I might be.
I'm
looking above you. Thrust is back.
Looking above
Rockets in 15.
Inside arcade, Stellar.
I hear one on me, purple.
Rockets in 10.
I got a melee. No, I didn't.
What's going tires? We're good.
Yeah, shiny purple,
We
shiny
can't die, we
purple.
can't die.
We're supposed to spawn before Rockets, or as they spawn, we're
Might
good.
be B.
Rockets are up now.
Go.
I'm trying to play up, I'm playing up. Oh, he's close on me, purple. One shot, purple stairs, one shot hiding. He's hiding purple stairs. He's on a 1 shot.
Yeah, let's see.
Coming up top purple now.
Nice,
Nice big lift. He's on your purple stairs. He's up
On me guys,
in C.
I'm Rockets somewhere.
I'm trying to watch you,
I think it's one more
You
Rocket.
play tight here, we play tight.
Let's see, on
B
me.
stairs with a shotty, Trying to watch your push.
Go top
Come
split.
in on me. 3, all over the other me. There's a 2 or 3 here.
I'm gonna die, Sab, I'm no shield.
Oh, driver.
Alex is flanking.
Red room. Driver.
I felt trash.
Watch out. Bottom C, weak.
I'm flanking, commando.
I don't see Balk. I don't see Balk.
Right here. Driver shot you one hit going in.
I missed my melee. There's two there. Listen, two back commando.
All right, I might die here then.
G2, who normally are so disciplined, normally one of the best at keeping hold of the lead, sadly weren't able to hold it against Cloud9. Cloud9 break right through, now a 5-kill lead. Just 3 more for Cloud9 to take game number 2 and to go up 2 in the series.
Fountain has the weapon to end this game in his hands right now, but they've got to take care of Gilkey and Sab, who are playing that PD really well. Another kill comes through, 2 more left. Fountain's gonna get another. 1 kill remains for Cloud9.
49 kill. Penguin comes in now, chasing down the one-shot. Straight Six was able to get away, by the way. No nades to work with. Still able to find the kill. Killing spree for Penguin. I don't think it matters. They already got the win.
Wow. Cloud9 2-0 versus G2. Coming out to play. G2 look really strong. Again, towards the beginning of that game, into the mid-game. But then Cloud9, when you're a 2-time LAN champion, you know exactly what to do to tighten up and make sure you end that game well.
You've been there, done that. You've seen these circumstances time and time again. G2 at this level, at this competition, I'm talking about going in for top 4.
Right.
They haven't been there. They haven't done that.
It's crazy.
Cloud9 even down against a disciplined team like G2. We saw G2 time and time again. When they get aggressive, power weapons. When they slowed down, when Cloud9 were coming off a spawn, they did everything almost right, except win the game.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're looking at the side of G2, no one really had a bad performance right there. There was no standout performances on that side, but there definitely was one on the side of Cloud9. I'm looking at Penguin 16-9. And this is a player that honestly, in my opinion, started pretty slow on Friday, but really is starting to hit his stride when it matters the most.
Penguin, again, we talked about it before the game started, normally known as that objective mastermind. All the advanced analytics lead to Penguin being one of the best objective players that we have in our league. Showing, hey, you know what? I can put the ball down. I don't need no flags to run. If you give me a BR and some open space, I'm going to take some faces.
And here we go. Game number 3. I talk about it all the time. Oddball is a favorite of G2. And they perform well in Oddball, but we've got Cloud9 who, like you said, they've been here time and time again. They've been in a position where, you know, it's time to make the sweep happen, right? Sweep the dirt up off the floor. It's time to 3-0 G2, and that's exactly what Cloud9 want to do. But G2 really have to come out here and give every last bit of effort they have left in the tank to make sure that this doesn't happen. Look at that right there. I talked about it. 4-1 in Oddball. G2 are an oddball squad. If this is their time to make a comeback, if there's any time at all, it's right now.
I'm not going to lie to you. The stats show that G2 are great at oddball. Not even just today. I'm talking about even going before the tournament. My thing is, the only thing I'll push back on you with.
Do it. Yep.
They didn't play against Cloud9.
Hey.
Cloud9 don't need a best game type. All they need is those BRs. All they need is each other, because that teamwork and the coordination, the aggression sometimes is too much. All I'm saying, G2, you might be good at oddball. Cloud9, they're good at Halo Infinite.
And you know what? You're the teacher, Tony, and now you've given them a test. This is the test right here. Can G2 win their favorite game type against the likes of Cloud9, who are playing really well today, by the way? Can they do that? This is their next test, their next stepping stone. And as a team, you live for these moments.
Absolutely do. G2, this is your time to shine. And by the way, we are down in the elimination bracket. You are 1 loss away from being sent home. Do or die. It's Cloud9 going up against G2. Will you get swept?
Just got an update from the back, and guess what? E United up 2-0 versus Sentinels. Not something we'd expected. E United having an incredible tournament, but you know who's got to have an incredible tournament right now, and it has to start right now? It's going to be G2. To bring this series back, they've got to make sure they bring their A game here. We've seen it before. We've seen what they're capable of. Let's see if they can close it out in this game.
Sniper rifle, overshield. These are the 2 weapons that both of these teams are going to be fighting for. Cloud9 known notoriously for having huge starts onto live fire, with G2 already going 3 down. That's some great advantage, not only towards the ball and the tower side control, but overshield on that delayed pickup.
Right.
Cloud9 already there.
Yeah, they're already set up on that side, and they've got the drop wall. They've utilized that as well, which is going to be huge for them. This OS can really set this game on fire. But G2 have to get the extinguisher. They've got to put this fire out.
Eager with the overshield. Going immediately toward the bottom mid side with Cloud9 electing to rotate the ball over toward the A side. G2, we know how good they are at holding setups, but now we're going to find out how good they are at breaking them. And as soon as they start to push onto the A side, what do? They rotate the ball.
Yeah, the rotation out of Cloud9 is beautiful right here, but I really like the push from G2 towards the bottom side of the map. They've applied the pressure, they've gotten 2 down, and now they can capitalize on it. But now, I want to hear what Cloud9 sound like while they're 3 dead. What kind of plan are they formulating?
There's right in front of them. They're all right.
I got one. Elbow.
Ball's weak.
Elbow. 2 elbow.
Tire box really weak.
2 1-shots.
3. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
Nice shit.
Yo, I spawned this.
Get the tower, get the tower.
Throw it off.
Just gonna hold it. Elbow weak. 2-shot. That's box weak.
One shot elbow, stab.
And C
One
box
shot
weak,
elbow.
C
Take
box
ours down
weak.
here. Keep taking ours down here.
OB, 20
Got it up
seconds.
tower here.
Nice. I heard you.
Guys,
Bottom tower.
see
Don't let him play this. Don't let him play
Tower
it.
1-shot. Bottom tower 1-shot. 3 dead.
We can hold A. We can hold A here.
They're playing it right now.
Combo, last guy. Nice.
He's
Good
dead.
time. Good time.
Spawning B probably.
10
Spawning B.
Yep. We got shots.
We don't need to get kills
Live,
here. We
Kevin,
need,
live,
we need,
Kevin.
we
Good
need
damage.
position.
That guy's on pillars.
I'm behind you, Kevin.
OB now.
Me over,
OB
me
now.
over.
Try to live. I'm on it.
Okay.
All right, Zane's got it.
Nice shit.
Yo, I'm gonna push out.
top house. They're gonna be
Dummy door weak. Dummy door 2-shot.
Big door, blanket, big door.
Dummy door was 2-shot.
Yeah, it's two bottom mid pillar side.
One's 1-shot. I got one. I can push pillars.
I'm pushing this as well.
Pillars.
Two dead.
Eagle team has
Or he's dead?
Okay.
Top house, going to big door. Top house, going big door.
I'm trying to lift. There's a guy tower.
Yeah, he's weak. Gilkey, one shot. Dead.
Yep.
3 dead.
There's a guy tower.
Yeah, let's guy left.
It's right here.
Good spawn in A.
Elbow
Shot.
weak. Nice!
My spawn dummies. Squad
Yeah,
spawn.
I'm just look at me.
Yo, pick
I
that
spawned
shit
in
up.
A. I spawned in A.
Yeah,
Yeah, dummies now.
Okay.
He's going dummy door. Or mid cut.
Yo, I'm back elbow right now with E-Wave. There's a guy on Obi weak. Gilkey. Really weak on Obi to key door.
Okay, listen. Barcode's going rat tunnel to
I'm
big door
low-key
right
hunting
now.
right
Rat
now.
tunnel to big door.
Okay, get ready to play at him. Get ready to play.
Yeah,
Lit.
bounce good. Red bar key door. Red bar key door. Yeah, you're good, man. You're good.
I mean, make them kill you, I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm dead.
100%. Top house. Top house. Nice shot.
Sniper's next, guys.
Yo, pillar door.
Looking at it.
Nice.
I'm looking key door.
Sniper at 5.
Oh shit. Fuck. Alright.
Sniper's up, guys.
Bottom mid.
Don't
Bottom
keep
mid.
it.
I got it.
Rat tunnel. Key door.
That had to be the most energy and the most passion that I have ever heard from Cloud9. Normally, their comms are really quiet. It's really stagnant, but it's also never cluttered. This time, still not cluttered, still clean, but they showed a little bit of energy. They showed like they want to be here.
I love energy, and it sounds like that with Stellar. And you know what? Something about Stellar is he's having a phenomenal tournament. Yesterday, he was popping off in his series, and he's doing it again today. 8-5 already to start this game number 3. And again, we talked about G2 being an oddball, but right now, Cloud9 are ripping them apart.
Now the question is, can G2 weather the storm that Cloud9 have created here in Orlando, Florida? They see the big lead, 81-24. One mistake, and G2 will go down in this round and potentially the series.
Yeah, going down in a round is huge. You don't want to lose that very first round because it obviously puts pressure on you, especially when you're down 2-0 in the series. Getting this first round for G2 would be golden for them. But unfortunately, Cloud9 are making it very difficult.
G2 still looking to pull off the upset. Overshield coming up. Maybe that's what they need, but the nades start to fly and straight sick gonna go down because of it. Cloud9 starts to move in position. Multiple members of C9 are by the overshield. They're also pretty close to the ball. G2, they gotta get them out. They gotta push them.
Again, control of the sandbox is the name of the game. Penguins popping off with the heat wave, really causing that pressure. And all the while, guess who's on C with the ball? It's bound with a beautiful rotation.
You talked about earlier Penguin not really having the best start to the tournament, but so far in the series, I think otherwise. Penguin has absolutely been going off, literally all series on, whether it's Slayer, Objective, and now I'm looking at the assist as well. Penguin, he's checking off every category.
I love to see that. Yeah, 10 kills, 10 assists, only 7 deaths. You're putting that much damage into the players on the opposing team. And his teammates, I mean, they don't even have 10 assists combined. Penguin having an incredible series here versus G2, and they've got 10 seconds left before they close this out.
G2 holding down the A side. Penguin, though, making it as hard as possible, looking to create the break. Right off the rip, 2 down go G2, and Stella looks to rotate this ball away. Now we're seeing G2 try to apply pressure before they get the setup comes, but it's too late. 3 more seconds. That's going to be it. Cloud9 take round number 1, 1 more round, and they're going to the semifinals.
That is amazing. That trade right there to allow
Facing elimination.
that player to pick up the ball and just finish off the very first round, and that was a very convincing round at that. Well, let's watch the break here once again. Let's see if G2 is able to set up on that overshield. It comes up in about 20 seconds. But this sniper, another point of contention, and Cloud9 are going to have it once again.
Stellar rotating the sniper rifle right out. Look how quickly Cloud9 are able to steal it away. G2 don't even have an opportunity to react, and now they're gonna do the same thing with the overshield. Stellar moving in position, straight sick, yes, to get the kill. The body shot comes in, not gonna be enough. Stellar ends up going down, so the two members of G2 can C9 once again steal an OS.
The big play there with the sniper was to just get that shot off so that player could be cleaned up. It gives Cloud9 the numbers once again, and they take out the ball player. And now all it is left is barcode. Eco's gonna take him out as well. A beautiful double.
Double kill out of Eco. That's gonna slow down G2, find themselves 3 down and right back to the setup they go. I've seen Bound across that, trying to make waves over toward the mid side, able to get a big kill. Once again, G2, they're trying to aggress forward. They're trying to get the ball out of Cloud9's hands, but every single line of sight is blocked off. Cloud9 are watching every angle on the map.
And what I love is they're not only watching every angle, but they're sending Bound behind the entire team of G2, and now G2 are 3 dead. This is just perfect play out of Cloud9 right now. G2 have nowhere to go, and it's just beautiful and perfect Halo.
And perfect Halo might be what we're seeing right now. I mean, it's 37-0 at the moment. G2 haven't been able to muster up a single point, but they continue to muster up some deaths, drop after drop. Bodies are falling left and right. Cloud9 are sending G2 to the cloud.
15 assists on the side of Penguin is what really equals this success here out of Cloud9. 60 seconds to 0. Cloud9 really making an impact here, but finally G2 get 3 dead. With that OS coming up, this could be a swing.
First point to win in favor of G2, and like you said, overshield now being fought over straight 6. Quickly trying to get into position, but Cloud9 starting to get forward. The commando is out, ends up being stuck. A little bit of a kill from the grave with Cloud9. They're overwhelming overshield. G2, they just don't have the numbers.
They don't have the numbers at all, but G2 do have the ball. So right now, they just got to play their lives. Cloud9 are going to push on the outside, but Barcode making a strong play there, and he goes down.
Using the overshield as bait. It's what Cloud9 does best. You thought you had a free OS. No, you do not. Stellar hunts it down. Stellar steals it away. G2 quickly rotating that ball towards B. They want to get it off the map.
Stellar's having such an incredible game right now. 3 down once again for G2. Stellar 19-12, and again, we talked about being able to do everything. He's 19-12, but also getting ball time as well. Make that 20.
Call him cheddar cheese. Those shots are looking sharp. Stellar absolutely putting holes in G2. Sam's gonna try to get into the action. Eco down to 1 shot. He goes. Cloud9 do find himself 3 down. G2 find himself some advantage, and a sniper rifle as well. Finds the toe of one. Finds the hip of the second one. 2 down go Cloud9. G2 right into their seaside setup.
What I'm looking for out of G2 right now is for everyone to rise up with Sab. The man is obviously feeling himself in this game, but they've got to come along with him. 21-15 thus far. He's got the sniper rifle, only 3 bullets remain. Can he make a difference with it?
Sab rotating over toward the B side. He knows that's where the pressure was coming from. Cloud9 are already in the face of G2. That forces the early play ball here, so that ball gets reset onto the middle ground. 4 down go G2. If you don't have the numbers, you can't stop Cloud9 from getting the ball.
Yeah, 30 seconds is all that remain. Cloud9 are fully aware of the spawns, but there is a player that made it through the back tower, and if Sab stays alive on Brutes here, like I said, that teamwork is what they need to do more of, right? The small talk was there for them to be in a position to help each other out, but this OS is huge, and Sab's able to get it.
20 seconds left for Cloud9 to come out on top. G2 finally finding the kills that they were looking for. Sab steals away that overshield. Bound catches a bit of a grenade, but Sab doesn't find the kill. Finally, it goes down. Little 360 with it. Cloud9 go 2 down. G2 claim control.
This is not over yet. G2 are going to have a tough road ahead of them, but they're starting to get some time on the board. They're starting to look a little bit better in terms of teamwork and chemistry. They're starting to wake up a little bit. When we talked to Barcode, that was the #1 thing he said. They start to wake up, they start to talk and communicate, they can win this tournament. Let's see if they can start by winning this series.
With chemistry comes coordination. With coordination comes aggression. That's what Cloud9 are mostly known for, but right now G2 are doing a great job of coming back, and the scoreboard is reflecting that. Sab, He has to block off this garage side. But looks like the pressure's actually shifted over toward the sandbags. Cloud9 are attacking from multiple angles.
Yeah, that's what I was a little bit worried about, right? Cloud9 had this coordinated push, but the heat wave is a great point of contention, right? It's going to be able to play that defensive wall for the side of G2, and Sab making work with it as he gets 2 down for Cloud9, but he's got another 2 coming towards him.
27 kills. Only has died 17 times. Doesn't have much ball time, but it's so easy to grab a hold of that ball and to hold on to setups when you have a player like Sab consistently putting Cloud9 on the black screen.
And not only that, but Sab really did a great job of trying to rotate that ball with the repulsor. Unfortunately, the slays were coming out from Cloud9, so G2 had no chance to rotate it. So now it's in the hands of C9, and 15 seconds is all they need.
Cloud9 stood away the ball, and obviously momentum, and maybe this game. So far, G2 did a great job of clawing their way back into it, but time is dwindling down. G2 are dropping like flies. That might be it. Cloud9, they're going to the elimination semifinals.
G2, they tried their hearts out, but Cloud9 looking really strong. And you love to see that on Championship Sunday. But I just don't get it, Tony. If you look at the stats here, it says that G2, they're a really good oddball team. So I'm just really confused. Like, look at it. Like,
It's actually crazy because the stats actually. What's wrong with you? Forget the stats. Forget the papers. Cloud9 are going to the semis.
woo! Cloud9. Stats don't matter on Championship Sunday. Championship Sunday is the day that everyone comes to play. Stats don't care about your feelings. You care about Championship Sunday enough, you can 3-0 a team like G2 and move to the semis.